Is playtesting my own game. I should probably take that out. Every time someone plays, they're like, well, I'm recording, so it ain't gonna be full screen. And I think everybody knows it at this point. It probably doesn't need to be there. I should really start animating those lights, too, before... See, now they start moving. I don't like this conversation. I recently changed it based on some feedback I got. Someone was telling me that they don't feel there's enough setup to the story. They're kind of thrown into it and they don't know what's going on, and they didn't like that. And I did like that when I first created it, and I thought about it, and I thought, well, you know, I mean, if he feels that way, there's going to be other people who feel that way too. Some of it I like, I guess. I mean, not all the dialogue is bad here, but I don't know. I don't think this conversation works. I guess I need to figure out what is the importance of this conversation. Of this dialogue. I mean, it's to establish Ben and Rick. Sort of. I mean, it's the first thing you see when you start the game up, you know? Really, this whole opening is to establish kind of a sense of what the game is about, I guess. Yeah, and I changed this, by the way, for those curious. You can now... I put in Yawnfly's... this thing, so you can turn on auto dash or turn it off. I took out that guy's really cheesy dialogue, too. I like it better without it. Can't impale yet. What if I should start them off with a little too... Well, no. They should start off with 0. I think it's good. Simple enough. I need to make him turn down here, too. I edited this dialogue. This used to be like 1 or 2 lines. And it used to... That's just so awkward that they have this whole conversation while they're not facing each other, so... I'll have to go in and fix that. This was added in later, too. This was not originally part of this, but... since this menu is skipped, the fight escape menu, and it's probably not obvious that you can hit left and right to get to it. Well, left. I threw that in really quick just so people could learn. This is all really cheesy, too. A lot of this opening, I think, needs a bit of a rewrite on the dialogue. And this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this battle. I like having this fight with Corvus. When I first made the game, this whole opening sequence was added later. This was not originally how the game started. And, originally I had Corvus in there because I was like, well, I want to have this really strong character that... I guess the player could sort of aspire to. You know, he was supposed to have... Like, you were supposed to have, like, 175 hit points, and this dude would have, you know, 1,000. And he would hit for way fucking more than you would ever hit for, and... I just wanted it to be like, you know, oh, look, this is a level you will be at later on in the game. And then I went through this and changed it so that, no, actually all these battles are just quick tutorials on the combat system. You know, Ben and Rick teaches you, this is how you build... I hate that fucking music cut there, too. This song, there's not a great looping point in this song, and I tried to pick the best one I could, but I still don't like it. It bothers me. Anyway. They sure are. Oh look, there's a bookshelf. There's something he's looking for. He knows it's here. Oh no. I guess it must be maybe here. Someone else will have to look. I don't want to tell you what it is. But up here there's stuff. Nothing useful. Oh wait a minute, I found something! I should make this more useful too. All of those items actually. Move a line. Oh. Boy, this battle's been changed over and over and over again. Also, it bugs me that every time I've seen a Let's Play this, people always read this line wrong. It's just supposed to be, oh good, another one. Hopefully immobile won't wear off too soon. Sweet, I can flurry his ass again. Yeah, whatever. No one cares. Actually changed that ability too, so all its shit will stack. Does he have enough to flurry? He does not have enough to flurry. I'll just do it now. Just trying to decide if I should set up a guard's mark on him or just start pounding away. I don't think I can impale him. I think he's immune to that. You know, why don't I just motivate again? And boost up the attack again. I made shield a little bit more powerful too. I think I made it so it can stack. He's already got that. You know? That's what it's for, right? Oh, yeah, what the hell. I know it's not gonna do much, because I haven't lowered his defense, but it should be enough to kill him anyway. I like the complexity of that battle, and I think I need to make an upcoming boss something more along those lines. There's a boss, and I'll mention it when I get to it, that I don't think is quite challenging enough. There's a lot of side stuff I'm skipping, by the way. I mean, you can go back and talk to Corvus now. But, I mean, I'm just playtesting. I'm not completely exploring my game. So, I mean, that's for the players to do. I'm just making sure the main... Yeah. They actually, they each lower the other one's defenses. The blue one lowers the red one's defenses, and the red one lowers the blue one's defenses. And then, well, or keeps it in place, I should say. And then, Ben and Rick can impale the red one to keep it in place, and Suveden can use Searing Light. To lower the blue ones. I messed with this conversation too a little bit. I still don't know if I like it. It was hard trying to put exactly how much time had passed between events and whatnot. I do like that there's a little bit more like, you know, why the fuck are they out here and why are they still alive? And, I mean, not that there isn't a reason for it, but the player doesn't know the reason for it. And I imagine a lot of people are like, so how come that's never mentioned? Sending you out there, son of a bitch. What are you gonna do when I'm not here? Originally, fun fact for you, Ben's original name was actually Justin, I think. Because I wanted them to sound very, very plain. And maybe slightly more relatable than some of the more fantastical names that show up. And I changed it because when my girlfriend played this game, she hated that name. She didn't like Justin. I don't think she knows anybody with that name or has any particular reason to. She just really did not care for it. There's a fun little thing. I know. No, I know you're gonna pick on me about the whole lantern thing in the cave, and I did make a little reference to it. Once you get in there. I should fix that music effect. There's a little pop at the end. That's no good. I'll have to go back in. I need to leave a note for myself. Change the music effect of the inn. I hate to take anything, but I'm going to take everything. I had to do the same thing with the names up here. All these graves have different names on them and whatnot, and really all I wanted was the excuse to do that one. There was a kid who got killed, so people would be like, "Aw, that's so sad." No one ever says too dangerous. They always say supplies would be good. I wonder if I should skip this. Make the people who are, like, should I really just show everyone the whole damn game? I mean, part of it is, I guess, to sort of intrigue them to play it. But what the hell? I already know it works. Does anyone get slowed upcoming? I don't remember if I need the swift boots until after the cave or before the cave. This I know is useful. 4. You'll be fine. Who's gonna be you? I guess. And what the hell? I guess. Well, fuck it. I'll just put it on Rick. I don't think it actually does anything for him though. There's another box in here somewhere that I didn't. I know there's a third one somewhere. There it is. Fucking. I made the game and I can't find my own shit. I initially wanted to just have the shit lying around on the ground. I was gonna have... Actually, no, I should give it to Rick. I was gonna have, like, a spear lying on the ground and the amulet lying on the ground and da-da-da, but I didn't have any map icons for those, so I thought, well, why don't I just take the icon set icons and put them out there, and it looked really alien on the map because there's no shading on them. I mean, it was pretty obvious that they were just icons. And it looked too weird, so I thought, well, why don't I just put everything in little boxes then? But then when I put in that pike, I was like, how the fuck is a big-ass spear gonna fit in this little box? So that's why Ben says, I'm a little surprised that fit in there. It was me just kind of hand-waving like, yeah, I know it doesn't make any sense, but that was my solution so I could move on with my game. This I changed too. Even before I got feedback on it, I didn't like how long it took to solve this puzzle. There's, some people who didn't particularly care for the cipher that it initially presented. But I didn't like how long it was. When I first saw a Let's Play of it, before anyone said you should change it, I was just like, God damn, this takes a really long time to solve. And I don't like how long it took, and it was a lot of work writing all the clues for it, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, so I changed it all up. I basically was like, alright, Maestro gave you a hint, there's your clue. That's like a little riddle, and that's all you got. No one ever says smash the fucking thing. And I like this. Nice one, Rick. You know what, Ben? Why don't you? Not the time. I always enjoyed that. That was a little... Do I have enough to flurry? I do not have enough to flurry. But I think I can impale him. Did I make a scan state for him? I can't remember if I did or not. I did. Okay. That's good. This time I can. I can't remember which of the items he has in his chest are actually useful and which ones are just bullshit. I will just do some damage and build up the TP. I suppose I could motivate again. Ah, fuck it, he's almost dead. I won't take much more. This is a good thing he's not using the potions that he has in there. That actually was some really complicated shit, because normally, I think within the chest, there's 3 potions, 2 antidotes, 2 flash powders, and a super special item I won't tell you about. And so I actually had to change all the eventing for... Well, I didn't have to, but I changed all the eventing for the battle so that he randomly uses the various items that are in his chest. So I think the antidote is probably the best thing you really want him to do, because it'll do absolutely nothing. And he can also, he can also use the flash powder to damage you or the potion to heal himself. Okay, here you go. You wanted to make fun of me about the lantern thing. There's the sun. Let me get a lantern out. And he's like, fuck that, I got magic. It's a cheap fix, but I don't know, I got better things to worry about. Also, I added an explanation to the bar, because I've had 2 people now mention that they have no idea what the encounter bar is for, and they're very confused about it. So now there's that little explanation that tells you what the fuck it's all about. I changed some of the gabs in here too, but I don't know if I like them. I mean, those first 2 are the same, but I don't know. I did fix up the gabs so you won't miss them so much, though. Now, if you change screens really soon after a gab pops up, I think within 2 seconds after a gab pops, then it will repeat it on the next screen. And now when you get into a battle, it will subtract 1 from the gab counter. So that when you come back out, it'll repeat the last one that it said. So just in case you miss something, you'll still be okay. Yay, vendor trash. Now, of course, I'm going to pick the most complicated one. Depending on which platform you start on, actually, you get a different path that crosses the room. And so I'm going to pick the longest one, at least. I don't know if it's the most complicated, per se. Although the mace isn't as useful as it used to be, because I changed all the maces now. It used to be that some of them would give you physical attack power, and some of them would give you magical attack power. And I wanted it to be like, you know, a choice. Well, which one do you want for your character? But I mean, he uses so much magic that everyone just uses the fucking magic one. And I thought, well, that's, you know, not really all that fun or interesting, so why don't I change the maces so that they're just kind of flat upgrades, and it makes them a little bit less interesting, but now it's a little more exciting to get maces. So I changed it so that the heavy mace now, you know, you can see if I pick this up, it gives me a little bit more on the magic attack and a little bit more on the regular attack. Whereas the Blazing Mace used to give you lots of magic and everyone would just use the fucking Blazing Mace forever. And so I changed it so that they're a little less of an upgrade per mace, but they're all useful now. What's coming up here? This gives me more magic attack, more magic defense. I don't think anything's going to use magic attacks on me, but I think I can do without the 5 defense. So for now, I'm going to wear that. I mean, the encounters probably aren't that easy when you first play the game, but, I mean, I made it. It's really hard to judge encounter difficulty with the dude who fucking programmed them, you know? Yeah. I mean, the bats are pretty basic. Once you impale them, you can just pound the shit out of them. Not to mention, you know, they dodge, but they don't dodge magic, so... This upcoming boss here, it's too simple. You know, I mean, especially given that the worms are more complex, and yet you fight them first. So, I don't know if I should make... Hey, Dolph, how's it going? I don't know if I should make the spider harder. I mean, here's the thing, too, you know, I mean, it's still basically the beginning of the game. And, you know, Ben and Rick don't level. They're still level 1 and whatnot, so I can't make the bosses particularly difficult. But I think given that I've added a lot of abilities to them... I don't know, I think I could make it more interesting. I did. I forget who gave me that note. Somebody did. So I went in and edited it. I couldn't find eyes for the life of me that I was okay with. It took me a very long time. The scan on this thing works, right? Yes, okay. Yeah. You know what? I don't really care if he dies. I'm not concerned about it. Ha! That's fine, I don't need him. He's gonna be gone in a second anyway. Look at that, I got into a whole 2 encounters going through the cave. Ta-da! This is actually how the scene originally looked, by the way, and then while I was going through it, I thought, you know, I bet I could make people panic if I put a timer in there. And that was all it was for. It had nothing to do with the story or anything like that. I just really wanted to make players be like, fucking, just spamming the key trying to get out of there. And, I had one person, only one person said anything about it. I didn't have anyone tell me they liked it, anyone told me they didn't like it. I had one person say, I don't like that timer. So I got rid of it. This still works, right? Good. All of them work, right? Yeah, okay. The spider's too simple. It's got... I mean, it's basic attack, a poison bite, and the web. That's it. You know, there's nothing special. Yeah, everything knocks. I did add something here. Someone brought up the point that, like, dude, why is he not stealing any of this food? And, I mean, really, it's because he's just that honest of a person. but I thought, well, why don't I fucking make some mention of that. I changed up this dialogue a lot too. This used to be a lot. She used to come in and be like, "What are you, a fucking monster too?" And he was like, why would I be a monster? That's very strange of you to ask me." And instead, I wanted her to seem more bitchy. Because I found there were a couple Let's Plays I saw that they actually read her as being a little more sympathetic. And they didn't realize until later that, no, actually, Marion's not very nice. And I kind of like that. It's like, oh, maybe you think she'll be your next party member, which she kind of is. And I thought, okay, well, why don't I make her more unlikable from the get-go? And then, and Paladin Thug also made mention of, like, why the fuck is this demon that just killed his friends never mentioned to her? So I made mention of that, too, because I thought that was a pretty good point. I don't know that I like this dialogue. I mean, it sets up everything you need to know, like it's informational, but it's too much talking. I did, though, you know, I can't remember who it was. I think it was maybe Liberty who was playing this and was like, fucking why? I just got to a town, like, I haven't been able to go to any shops, why can't I at least get more items or stock up on shit or something like that? You know, and I thought, well, the weapon and armor shops are, you know, great upgrades for after the forest. Particularly because you picked up some upgrades for the cleric in the cave and potentially in the ruins, which I purposely flubbed the chest so I wouldn't show you everything about the game. But I decided that that's a fair point about items. So I did change it so that when you go over here, it doesn't just say, fuck off, we're going to the forest. She's like, fine, I guess we can get some items. So now you can come in here and talk to her and get some shit, but, you know, whatever. I'm not going to. I didn't think the encounter rate was that high. Do I have Holy Barrage yet? No, I don't. This battle's gonna suck without that. Fuck, I guess I better just kill the body. Yeah, this is gonna be bad. But now the Blazing Mace does more damage. Fuck! I thought about just running from this until I had a little more TP or till I had Holy Barrage or something. It's kind of a rough battle to start with. Totally changed up all the gabs in the forest, too. God damn. I didn't think the encounter rate was that high. I'll have to go in and look at that. Oh. I should give her one of her single attack abilities earlier. Oh, bullshit. That doesn't even have a 100% chance to land. Ah. That sucks. Whatever. At least it doesn't last very long. There we go. That'll be helpful. Oh, wait a minute. That's no good. I've got a tile set error that I've never noticed before. Oh, whoops. I did not mean to do that. Oh well, there's only 5 encounters in the whole damn force, but look at this. This is no good. I gotta fix that. Actually, maybe not. I mean, it is vines, and you can only climb to the top of them. Maybe it's not an error. Alright, watch how much faster this will go. Dead. Yeah, I just don't really have anything great to spend the TP on until she has something level 4, or until I encounter Hornets. Then I have something more useful. It's just my basic attacker for the moment. There we go, now she's got some good stuff. I should give her one of those abilities a little earlier. This puzzle. I took out, there was a comment here that originally was like, oh, it looks like the flowers interact, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, you know, I don't need to bash someone over the head that much. I think they can figure it out just from that, what's going to happen. I think the minimum number of moves you can do this in is like 4. But it's been a while since I've done this. Like, I know I made this goddamn puzzle. But nonetheless, I always forget that. I always get to here and then I'm like, wait, what the fuck am I doing now? So I will admit, even though I made it, I still have to mess with it. Also, I'm talking and not thinking, and that makes it slightly more challenging. Because I'm having a hard time concentrating and talking at the same time. Oh. If I was giving more thought to this, I'd probably solve it a little quicker. There we go. I've met a couple people that don't like the regrowth flask, and I fucking love the shit out of it. I actually buffed it up. I think it was Liberty who said she didn't like, A, that it didn't initially apply a heal, because what if you use it and then you immediately get killed? And I thought that was a fair point, so I made it apply an initial heal. And it used to do 60% of your hit points and 20% of your magic, I think, maybe 25. And I buffed it up. Well, this will be the last random encounter. And that's it for random encounters in the forest. Which means I can use refresh and not worry about it. If I move through these screens too quickly, it's just gonna keep saying, "Why did you not slay him?" The reason I had to up the encounter rate at one point because I had too many times where I would go through the forest and get like 1 or 2 battles, and Marion would not get enough experience without going out of your way to get her level 4 abilities. And I found not having the access to those made the werewolf fight a little bit harder. Oops, I just spoiled what the boss is for those who haven't played it. It's a werewolf. I don't like that line. I should change that line. Or just get rid of that line. Whatever. I don't like it. That's my point. Ugh. Do I want to do focus for more damage, or do I want to attack since I'm getting more TP? I will attack since I'm getting more TP. And since I'm going to attack again on the next turn, I'll buff her up too. Oh, damn. Did that say Holy Fire wore off or Lunar Strength wore off? Oh well, that's the danger of using Zeal. She loses all her defense. I should probably put a Tendon Slash on him, so he won't get so many turns and pull that bullshit again. Can't do anything quite yet. I guess I will buff her up again. Because unless he does Frenzy, it should be... Oh, you know what? I didn't re-equip my Iron Armor. He's going to take a lot of damage. Because I am still wearing the robes. That is no bueno. I need to attack so I can get Tendon Slash going again. I changed the maces. I mean, for one, Infusion affects both magic attack and regular attack, so it's good on anybody. It's not just on your meleeers. But I recently buffed the maces in one of the build changes. Oh, you know what? I will have him Regrowth Flask himself. Now, it's not going to be enough to save him against a Frenzy, so I'm going to laugh my ass off if he dies. Oh, I should have paid attention to the fact that Lunar Strength had just fallen off. But I made it so that now he'll always have at least a somewhat decent basic attack. Because I found there were times that, like, you know, he has no TP, I had nothing to buff. I will infuse Marion again. Now he's low on health, so I wonder if a double slash... Is he still slow? He is not slowed. I'll Tendon Slash him. Oh, he's still got 25% health. I got a little bit of ways to go. Let's get Marion top back up. And fuck, man. I need more tepe! Do I have a fun little... I misjudged his health. She could both finish him. There we go. Yay! I have some extra abilities for the next boss fight. I might need to reword the choice too, because she asked them, "Is the girl worth Northwall's lives?" And I found that a lot of people were having trouble getting it backwards on whether they wanted to say yes, save her, or no, save her, because or they thought that the yes, no was yes, kill her, or no, don't kill her. But it's actually yes, save her, or no, don't save her. So I think I should reword the question so that people don't get confused by that. It does affect a shitload of dialogue. Well, not a shitload, but it does affect a lot of dialogue later on, though. And I'm going to say... I like a couple of the dialogue choices for either one, really. I'm gonna say yes, save her. I changed this up a little bit, too, so it was a little more believable about why he would save her. Plus, on the Forest Gabs, there's a bit more talk about saving people who are cursed and whatnot, so it's a little more believable why he would try to save her. That, like, you know, it's not saying, no, we shouldn't kill her. It's like, no, she really is a victim, and this really is someone who's been cursed, and this is something that can be cured, and it would be extremely inhuman to kill her. Well, sort of. Sure there is. Me. I really had fun creating that teleport effect, by the way. I actually couldn't figure out a way just through the default animations or through the default, just what I had available to me to get that teleport effect where he turns black and fades out. So it's actually a custom animation. If you go into the animations tab, there's one where all it does is flash black. As you can see when he teleports, he turns black and fades up. It's not just an opacity shift. Ta-da! Oh man. I can't wait to finally fucking reveal all the shit that Maestro's doing and why he's been following everyone around and all the machinations. Machinations? Machinations? How do you pronounce that word? Anyway. I think it's machinations. No, it's machinations. Fuck, I don't know. Oh god! I killed a fuckload of people! I think this is the only time she really seems all that remorseful or regretful or anything like that. Because once you start traveling with her, she just... she gets so bitter. Like, I honestly think people will... Well, the people who do like her when you first pick her up as a party member, as the game continues to go on, I think they're going to start disliking her a little bit more. I haven't seen anyone get to this point in a Let's Play. Not this point, but to a point that I'm about to reference. But her and Suven start to butt heads a bit by the end of Sylph. Here's another thing, too. If you choose to rename her, it actually affects the dialogue a little bit in Aelin. Because her name is Talana. Like, that's what everybody knows her as. So when you go back, they're all like, did you save Talana? We heard you encountered Talana, da-da-da. And if you change her name... Well, why would a female werewolf have to have breasts? How do you know it's a male werewolf? Oh, you know what? Did I ever get my accessories back from Rick and Ben leaving my party? Because I'm pretty sure I added in events that if they have that shit equipped, you don't lose them. Oh yeah, for video length, I'm gonna stop and start in a second here. Just so the video's not like 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever. So once this dialogue's over. But I hope you're a good liar. Alright. I'll be right back.